And lastly, there's two stories here. They're the same story, but there's the story you want to hear, and then there's the story of what happened.
All right.
So what happened is Michel Ancel is leaving the video games industry, but what Pat wants to hear is Beyond Good and Evil 2 is dead.
I don't need to hear it. I said it. So, people are asking who that guy is. It's the creator of Rayman and Beyond Good and Evil.
That was a name that people knew some years ago. I guess it's been a while. Yeah. When was Rayman Legends?
Quite a bit ago.
Like almost 8, maybe 7. Damn. Okay. The chillin'.
I don't think that game ever existed, dude.
Well, there is footage of a thing. Define exist. Define
I don't
exist.
I don't think that game was ever in full production. I think there's a vertical slice.
Some people made some stuff.
Well, they put out a fucking fan thing that was like, "Hey, send us art so we can put your art in the game."
There was prior to that a bunch of false start non-announcements, a bunch of teases with her. There was leaked footage of a game, by the way. There was leaked footage of her running around in a world that of a game that never happened. So there was a team making a thing, or a group of people, however small, making something that eventually stopped existing. Then we got the airship monkey and Dread Girl game play footage with the persistent online thing they mentioned.
So people would like me to define what I mean by full production. So in terms of production on your game, you have your pre-production, you have your full production, and your post-production. Full production is that your pre-production's over, everybody has their job, you're fully staffed up, and you are in the process of making the game. I do not believe that has ever happened on this game. I believe there is a vertical slice and maybe some prototypes and some concept art.
Well,
and that's it.
If you're saying they never left pre-alpha, that's possible. You could have a vertical slice while everything else is still in pre-alpha. But yeah, like there is evidence of existing thing. It's just he's leaving, and he said that with him leaving, the game will continue.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, what are you gonna say? Like it's this ongoing forever, like non-project for a while that is just kind of dick teasing everybody, and it sucks. But I guess at some point, however many years down the line, something will drop, and it'll be a bit of a Too Human situation, and it'll be there. But whatever the troubles are that this game has, I don't know if they'll ever see the light of day. I don't know if we'll ever find out why this thing took 20 plus years to make. That's not true. Is that true?
It might be. BG&E, I want to say, was like 2005.
Xbox original. BG&E was era of Xbox original. So that
I don't know, man. I feel like Michel Ancel was like, you know what? Ubisoft seems like a bad look for everyone to work at right now. I'm out of here. I'm going to go take care of animals.
2003.
So yeah, 20 years.
In 2023. Which is probably when it'll drop.
Sure. If this game does come out, I bet it will have zero relation to anything they have already showed.
Something will drop. It's just going to happen whenever and yeah, who knows what form it'll take. But I don't think, like, we've had this kind of argument like a couple times, and I feel like betting on time is like there's times when they just go, this is dead and it's over, or they say nothing about it. And in this particular case, I think it'll happen. I just don't think it'll like happen anytime soon. It's just too weirdly quiet.
I don't know. This is the same company that put out like 2 or 3 G&E 2 trailers when the game was actually literally nothing. Like, remember the trailer that was like the pig guy like
Peach,
working on a car?
Mm-hmm.
And like then you go and look at interviews and you're like, oh yeah, that was literally just a trailer.
There's just CG, yeah. And then before that was the leaked gameplay that was like her climbing up through a wall and going into like an area.
Yeah.
And then now we have this like surfing airship gameplay stuff, and who knows.
And yeah, they wanted the community to
like
make art for them.
I'm guessing that what you're seeing will probably be slowed down by a move to next gen. You know, it's like it took long enough that they might as well just migrate it.
I think that it has been very slowed by next gen. And then it'll be so slowed that next gen they'll be like, oh, we're porting it to next gen.
We're also as we go farther into the future, we're getting farther and further away from the group of people that care about the original.
Yeah,
and that's the biggest, if anything.
The time to put this out was in 2006, man.
You know,
it's over.
The part where we brought this up and a bunch of people went, "Who is that?" to Michel Ancel. Right? The reaction to Michel Ancel's name was, "Who are you talking about?" is kind of proof that we're moving past the point.
There are people born in the year the game came out that are 17 in our chat right now, wondering why we're even bothering to talk about this. And I'm kind of there with them. Like, why are you bothering to make sequels to games decades later is stupid. It's stupid.
You want to put your grave on that hill, or?
Sure. Shenmue is stupid.
Devil May Cry?
Decades?
I mean,
what are you talking about?
3 to 4 and then 4 to 5?
4 to DMC to 5.
Okay, we're gonna count that. All right.
Yeah, we are.
It was Ninja Theory. I mean, it was like Doom.
Doom 3 came out in 2004. Doom 2016.
This is a battle, dude. You're fighting the entire industry right now.
Is that a sequel?
No,
it's not a sequel. It says Doom 1 right on it.
It's Doom. It's the next Doom game. If you're counting
Doom 1.
If you're using DMC Devil May Cry in your argument, then you're counting whatever's in the franchise. So Doom.
Yeah, it's Doom. Doom 1. It's the start of a new franchise called Doom.
Okay, fuck off. You're being disingenuous.
Am I?
Kingdom Hearts.
Okay. Can I actually change it slightly? Because
you can change
this
it.
Is the thing for
Pat, fuck off. You can always change it. Forever.
Well, that's why I'm asking.
Yes.
Yeah.
For years.
Well, wait. Why does that upset? Why does that part?
No, I am saying with exclamation mark that anytime you say something, you do have the option to change it instead of tripling down.
No, you don't. Unless the person gives you permission to change it, you have to stand by your position until you die.
You have
so
permission.
I'm asking you for Thank you.
You have you always have permission to change it.
Okay. Making sequels to narrative games that have cliffhanger endings 20 years later is fucking stupid. Like one of the a lot of people who Christ, because most people didn't even play Beyond Good and Evil now, is that the reason why people wanted a sequel so bad is it ends in a cliffhanger.
Kingdom Hearts?
I don't care about that cliffhanger anymore. What about Kingdom Hearts?
Cancel Half-Life?
Wait, what? No, hold on. What about Kingdom Hearts? That one's more interesting.
Kingdom Hearts 3? Isn't that a...
Kingdom Hearts... No, Kingdom Hearts had a game a year for, like, the whole time. There are so many Kingdom Hearts games.
There's a fucking ton of them, but weren't there just re-releases on, like, compilations?
Yeah, but there were a ton of new games, like, every year or two.
What's the timeline between Deadly Premonition 1 and 2?
I don't know. 2000.
I think that your hypothesis.
Well, that's why I changed it to include cliffhangers, Wolves.
Your hypothesis is a wild exclamation, even with cliffhangers, that will absolutely, if you dig hard enough, find you with a series that you care about being brought into the discussion. Shadowrun is happening. Yeah, that came out. Final Fantasy remake. I mean,
that's not a sequel. Well, yeah, it is. But that's
come on now. Come on now.
That is stupid, isn't it?
Come on now. Be honest. Metal Gear.
Did Metal Gear ever get a jump like that?
There's a lot of time between some of those games. A lot of time.
Is there? Hold on a second. Metal Gear's the one that because that's the most story one of all, right? So Metal Gear Solid. What do we got? We got Metal Gear Solid is 98. Sons of Liberty is 2001. Snake Eater is 2004. And MGS4 is 2008, and that's the end of the Metal Gear series.
Gotcha. Right.
But even if you do include the others, Peace Walker is 10, Zeros is 14, and Phantom Pain is 2015. So, like, there's never been more than a 4-year gap.
So does the cliffhanger aspect even matter if there's a bunch of games that come out that don't answer that? Because then it's an ongoing franchise, even though there's a cliffhanger. Like, why does the cliffhanger even matter?
Okay, well,
if there's games that don't fucking affect the cliffhanger you described, if we're counting those.
Which games are you referring to?
Well, I'm saying, like, if Metal Gear Solid comes out and then has an ending that you're waiting on, or has something else that's going to go down in the next game, but or like Kingdom Hearts has something that you're waiting on in the next game, but like there's a bunch of games that come out that don't address that directly.
Are they still storyline games?
Yeah.
Then what's the problem?
Okay, well, Mega Man Legends 3 is a bad idea.
Clearly.
Well, what did we say just before that?
Why are people talking about Nier? Nier didn't have a cliffhanger.
Nier is completely different shit from game to game.
Why is there a guy talking about Yakuza 0 and 1? None of those games end on cliffhangers. And also, there's been a Yakuza game every year since since 2004.
What the fuck is Final Fantasy VII?
I don't know. A trick.
An aberration.
It sure is weird, isn't it?
Very much so.
Honestly, according to my own logic, I have to agree with myself. That is stupid. Everything about the way that game is fucking stupid.
Glad it's here, though.
Yeah.
Worth it. Anyway, The point is
I think nobody cares about Beyond Good and Evil 2 anymore, including the creator.
I think blanket statements are stupid because under the microscope they fall apart like a fucking brick shithouse.
I think putting every statement under the microscope is cowardly. Just say your dumb thing and move on.
Say what you mean and mean what you say.
Yeah, like we need to re-monkey our bodies except for our balls. That's a blanket statement.
It is.
Don't you think there are some people that shouldn't re-monkey their bodies?
No, I think returning to monkey is a call out to the entire human race.
Oh man.
I also think we got some fucking ball raisers.
Wait, did you say fall apart like a brick shithouse?
Like a house of cards? No,
earlier.
Yeah, I think I misspoke.
Yeah, that's the opposite of what you meant to say. If my shit falls apart like a brick shithouse, that means it's unfortunately durable and smelly.
Man,
which does
brick shithouse is bad for saying things are sturdy. I was just thinking this in my head. I was like, wait, did I say the wrong thing? Probably. Anyway, but then I was like, why do we say brick shithouse? Then I was thinking, is it because the bricks are bricks, but the mortar is shit?
No, it's a outhouse made out of bricks, so that your poop can be protected from the elements.
Oh, it's a house for shit again.
Yeah,
it's not a house made of brick and shit.
Yeah, no. It is a highly durable structure filled with shit.
Gotcha.
When you say somebody is built like a brick shit house, it means they look tough but are awful.
Well, hey, guess what I'm going to do?
What's that?
I'm going to edit what I said and say I said the wrong thing. Because we're allowed to edit.
I thought you meant like cut the part of the podcast to make yourself sound smarter.
No. I'm going to make reference to the fact that we can change what we say instead of tripling down on it.
Okay.
Admittedly, a house made of bricks and shit for mortar will probably kill anybody who enters it.
I think that if you want to make a sequel, you have to do it within 3 years.
That is...
And if you start to make it after that, someone shoots you.
I can give it 5. 3, I can give it...
All right, 5 is more reasonable.
I can say 5. I can live with that. Some games take 3 years to make.
Yeah, that's right. Well, no, you just announce it.
Also...
And it has to be real.
No, hold on. Fuck that for every game where something that nobody expected a sequel to come from, where you go like, hey, there's a good idea here. I'm going to dig this up to use it. Like, if somebody decides to revisit something down the line out of interest for the source material, that's fine too.
No, they have to make something new. It could be exactly the same, just instead of Dante, it's Brote.
Bayonetta?
Yeah, sure.
Bayo? Yes.
I don't know. All joking aside, the tendency of game companies to go, remember this? We're not going to do anything with it.
Yeah.
Don't you like us for this period of time?
Yeah.
Like, is the worst.
I know. And that's why we get
fucking worst.
And when you do it for too long, you get a bomb rush cyberpunk. Yeah. Well aware. Like Tron, Woolie? Yes. Exactly like Tron. Exactly like Tron.
The hey, maybe we'll make this if you like the old days of the Capcom test, like just the worst, just the absolute worst.
That movie was visually gorgeous. It had an amazing soundtrack, and it had some good ideas. But then it ended up being overall. But then you're like, yeah, but the original Tron was not a better movie than the sequel. The sequel was, pretty middling, but the original Tron was not
terrible.
Better than that. The original Tron was worse than the sequel was. The sequel was fucking better. even though it came out to be middling.
I think we live in a weird time because I would have said way back in the day, if you saw like BG and E2 footage, right, you'd be like, well, maybe it doesn't have the resources it needs or whatever, right? But somebody over there is working. It can't all be a work, right? And then I remember that Microsoft commissioned a CG trailer for a game that they had already canceled just to show it off at E3. Do you remember that? That card game that was like a remake of an original Xbox game?
A quantum.
What the fuck was that called?
Fucking
Phantom Dust.
Phantom Dust.
Like, that game had already been long canceled and killed. But they hadn't told the devs. And then they decided to commission a CG trailer for a game that was already dead on the books, put the CG trailer out so that they could get a attaboy at E3, then went and fired all the devs. So, like, companies are willing to waste money just for temporary optics. So now anything is possible.
Yeah, I guess it depends on on a dev to dev case, and we're looking at Ubisoft here, so
that's probably the craziest thing ever. Like, why bother? Because you're trading in goodwill now for bad will later.
What if deep down though?
I would love to get a hold of somebody at Capcom and be like, dude, how badly did Ono fuck up every project in the past 5 years?
What if deep
every
down?
single thing that had his name on it fucking died, except for SF5. Like, the fucking engine and the game that was supposed to be about that engine. Wasn't that a PS4 like launch, like reveal game?
It was going to be.
No, but I mean, wasn't that like one of the first games that was ever showed for the next gen?
Oh, I don't remember when it was shown, but I remember when it was pitched as like, this is using some crazy, this is the next level of tech we're shipping out. Mirror's Edge skates in 8 years apart.
And that sequel was not worth it.
I am glad Catalyst exists. I liked it.
I also liked it, but like, it was no Mirror's Edge 1.
It wasn't. But I feel like Mirror's Edge can be a franchise, if given the chance, that would end up in a really fucking amazing place if it had the opportunity to iterate.
It's not gonna. Because it's, yeah.
I believe we know it. We know a thing or two about a bum sequel followed by a banging third game. So
Metal Gear?
You want to say, I mean, you can go with Dante's Awakening, but quite frankly, Deus Ex fits the bill.
Oh, man. Oh, that's just... Okay, Wooly, you, more than I, are fucking in the position to answer. Which is a worse sequel, DMC 2 or Invisible War?
Wage war as you choose. As Alex D., a covert anti-terrorist operative, you are thrust into the hornet's nest of conflict, conspiracy, and deceit. When a terrorist attack occurs in Chicago, you must decide whether your choice of allegiance is the right one. Use biomods to customize and upgrade your character. Intense shooter stealth gameplay in a world of unparalleled interactivity. There it is. Sequel
Hey,
to the
Woolie,
Game of the Year. Sequel to the Game of the Year winner, Deus Ex. Right there.
Can you describe the boxed copy situation?
As in, why I have this?
Yes, that's correct.
Well, you'll notice that I'm holding a boxed copy of this game, sealed at the top, of course, with the unopened seal and a barcode there. This was given to me by an office manager who was walking through the aisles with a stack of them so high that he needed to get rid of the copies because the inventory closet was full and needed space. So we had to make space by getting rid of some copies of Invisible War. And before I knew it, there was a copy on my desk. Yeah.
Says everything, doesn't it?
Top 10 E3 showstoppers. GamePro magazine.
And it's it's wild because Deus Ex, much like DMC, is like the invention of a genre,
Mm-hmm.
and is also incredible in its own genre that it invented.
Mm-hmm.
And then the sequel is just like, holy shit.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's get out of this discussion because it can go on forever. Kind of like the development of Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Hey. I get it.